YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for plenty more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, advice. It's all waiting for you at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Happy Monday, everybody. Every Monday, we are here hanging out, talking about the most important thing in the whole wide world, which, of course, is going on a Royal Caribbean cruise. I'm here to answer your cruise questions. And we're going to start off today with the most important cruise question. How many days till your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Type it in chat. My countdown is at 2 more days. That's start hitting the microphone. 2 more days. I'll be going on the amazing Allure of the Seas. I am flying out tomorrow morning, bright and early, to Galveston. Well, I'm really flying out to Houston. I'm flying out to Texas to go join Allure of the Seas for a quick 4-night sailing. Can't wait for that. Super excited. I think it's going to be awesome. And I was just on, of course, Allure in September. Had a wonderful time there. So looking forward to getting back on board. We had some super chats already beginning. By the way, I'm looking forward to seeing your countdowns in the chat. We had 2 super chats before the chat actually got started today. AMP to Texas, I think, or TX. 223 days to Allure of the Seas. If we let Royal Caribbean pick the room for us, what are the chances of getting an ocean view cabin? Well, I don't know what you picked. Did you do a guarantee ocean view? Then that's probably what you're going to get. It depends on what you booked. I would need more information, AMP. DNS, thank you for the super chat. We 54 days till Wonder. We booked our specialty dining around the main dining room menu. Now lobster lamb vanished from the main dining room. Thoughts on why it's a New Year's Eve sailing holiday cruise? I wouldn't read too much into what you see or don't see in the Royal Caribbean app, especially for menus. The Royal Caribbean app in the weeks and months before your cruise is an idea of what to expect. It's not written in stone. There have been plenty of times in which I've seen the app say one thing, and then when you get on board the ship, it changes something else. So I can't speak for specific items on the menu, but I wouldn't necessarily take it as gospel. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying I would take it with a grain of salt when it comes to what you should be considering over there. I see Shannon is here. Pascal, one of our moderators, is here. Hello. I got a lot of friends in the house already. Teresa McChain, Josh Carruthers is here. Tony Chiaffi, Jennifer Kellen for MEI Travel. And I think Jennifer, we might be seeing you in a couple days. Sorry, it's hard to keep track of the attendee list. Josh Carruthers, the aforementioned Josh Carruthers, coming in with an epic super chat. Woo! 41 days till the Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise on Wonder of the Seas. I can't wait. Yes. Oh, man. It's going to be crazy, dude. I'm going on Allure this week. I come back. The next weekend, I go on Odyssey of the Seas for Thanksgiving. I come back. Then I think in the next week, I go on Wonder of the Seas for another media cruise. Then I come back. And I think we might have like one solid weekend at home. And then it's like time for the group cruise. I'm so excited, dude. I really cannot wait. Oh, it's going to be epic. Loving it. Let's see here. Brian Schindler. I will see you on board the Allure of the Seas. I hope we get a chance to say hello. Please let me know when you see. If you see me, say, hey, I was in your chat on Monday. I am my wife's +1, and I will hopefully remember that. Brian from How We Cruise in the house. What's up, Brian? We had a podcast or video cast, whatever you want to call it, recording a little while ago. Hope all is well, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Gigi wants to know, can MEI Travel help Canadian travelers? Heck yeah. MEI Travel can help any resident of any country in the world. Australians, Brits, New Jersey people, you can all book through MEI Travel. And that is because Royal Caribbean Blog is MEI Travel is a sponsor of Royal Caribbean Blog. And because of the worldwide reach of the blog, MEI Travel has special dispensation to do so. The only caveat, GG, is if you book with MEI Travel, you must pay in US dollars, which I think a lot of Canadians elect to do anyway, but something to be aware of. M. Patel is sailing on Saturday on Mariner of the Seas. Will there be any sort of delay or cancellation because of Hurricane Nicole? Well, number one, it's not a hurricane. It's a subtropical storm. It might get to Category 1, so just want to put that out there, technically speaking. Number two, M. Patel, nobody knows the answer. It's too early to know. For anybody who's got a cruise coming up this week, there is no way to know with any kind of certainty what to expect. My advice to you is to plan to go on your cruise. Remember, unless the cruise line cancels the cruise, or like your airline cancels your flight. Basically, if you're unable to get to the cruise, then travel insurance will kick in, but you cannot cancel on your own because you're just like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. Travel insurance doesn't cover that sort of a scenario. So plan on going. The good news is by Saturday, if you look at the track, M. Patel, The storm is projected to be well north of Florida by that point, supposed to be by the Carolinas, if not beyond that. So there's good reason to believe that for the given the storm track, also because the storm as of right now is not projected to be a very strong storm. Hopefully you'll be able to go on your sailing. So there's a lot of good reason to believe that. Let's see here. Ann Whipple, thank you for the super chat. Pair character doing a classic mic drop. Thank you, Ann. Appreciate that. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate your support. Steve Myers, hello and welcome. Cruiser Dog wants to know, is Hooked on Symphony of the Seas worth it? If you eat shellfish, the answer I think is yes. I don't eat shellfish, so you're asking the wrong person. I guess I don't eat shellfish, and I didn't love the restaurant, because half the menu was unavailable to me. So I just, because of my own, personal tastes or lack thereof, it's not a restaurant for me. But if you enjoy lobster and and shrimp and other food of that nature, I think it'll probably be up your alley. So I say give it. I think with all specialty restaurants, I think it's worth giving it at least a try at least once. I mean, if you're really worried that you might not like it, book an early reservations. You go to the Windjammer for dinner afterwards again, but I think you'll be okay. Jermaine wants to know, where's the best vendors at Labadee? So there's two vendors locations. First is the Artisan Marketplace. And the Artisan Marketplace is pretty chill. There's a number of items there. The vendors don't really, they kind of have, the prices are as marked. There's no haggling really. It's just, here it is, and it's pretty easy going. But then you have the Labadee, the Artisan Village, and that's where you get a lot of the, unfortunately, not so great experiences with some of the vendors being overly aggressive. I've gone there a couple times. I have not personally had an issue, but I'm also very good at saying no, thank you, just looking. But they're both right next to each other. With the Artisan Marketplace, not the one I alluded to just now, being a little bit closer to the dock, so you'll be able to see it when you get near it. Let's see here. Next question is from Becky Menken from MEI Travel, already in Galveston. I gotta tell you, Becky, I really thought about changing my flight, and I saw you flew yesterday, and yeah, I'm still gonna go tomorrow as per scheduled, but I thought about going earlier, but it doesn't matter. I don't think it'll matter much. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you. Perhaps we will see you tomorrow. Perhaps I'll see you on Wednesday. Well, I'll definitely see you on Wednesday. Hope all is well. Matthew Gatlin, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from Matthew, but was such a great. Oh, there it is. Thanks for all the info. Well, thank you, Matthew. I really appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you. K Creations. I've been on Royal Caribbean, been on Carnival 5 times. What's a good Royal Caribbean ship to sell on a budget? Mariner of the Seas. You will love Mariner. It's almost always a great price. You'll like it quite a bit. Jersey Dog from Onboard, the Anthem of the Seas. We've been rerouted for a double dip at Labadee. Thanks, Matt, for all the tips and tricks. A huge help for our first cruise ever. Nice. And you got, so this has actually turned out, I think, a better itinerary than whatever you had planned. 2 days in a row in Labadee is really awesome. That's a great change of itinerary there. So enjoy that, my friend. Let's see here. Next question is from Kat. I'm not going to say this correctly. I'm going to say Katie. It's not how you pronounce her name, and I apologize. Guaranteed stateroom is worth it for a family of 4. Ooh. Can you sail with a family of 4 in a guaranteed room? Sure, it'll be fine. Would I do it? No. I love my children. I do not love sharing a room with my children. Cruise ship cabins by themselves are already smaller than most hotel rooms on average. Number 2, that means you're only sharing 1 bathroom. So the room, if you're doing a guaranteed room, family of 4, it's fine. You're going to sleep, you're going to shower. Plenty of family of 4s have survived and had a great cruise. Not just survived, but had a great cruise. But if you're asking my opinion, I would do 2 connecting rooms, even 2 inside rooms. It's not that much more, especially if you go to an inside room, connecting ones. It's not that expensive. You get separation from your children. You get an extra bathroom. That's what I would do. But on the surface, is that fine? Sure. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. Just you asked my opinion. I had to give you my opinion on that one because that's how. But Matt is very much, I have a high maintenance. Certainly, as my children have gotten older, I've gotten more high maintenance. Debbie wants to know, why do some people hear about The Royal up bid right away. So people don't hear until they're on board the ship, even when they're on the same sailing. Just luck. Don't forget, Debbie. The again, there's the answer is who knows, but the other answer is of course that different bids, different sailings. There's a lot of variables involved, and because it's a black box system, Debbie, we're not privy to the logic or how it all works, other than the basics. Um, it's really anyone's guess right there. So. We have some super chats coming in. I want to make sure we say thank you, first of all, to Aaron Ross. Aaron, thank you for the super chat, my friend. 5 days till my first Oasis class ship. First time to the Southern Caribbean on Harmony. Celebrating my 50th birthday. Thanks for all you do and your team do. Well, thank you. And that's an awesome sailing, dude. Harmony, Southern Caribbean. Dude, you're in for a great itinerary. You're going to love it. That is fantastic. Alexandria, if you do the ultimate dining package, how much would you tip each server per meal? I usually end up doing like depends on the meal, but somewhere around, 10, $20 for our families, pretty much, I feel, because there already is gratuities part of it. I just feel like I want to do a little bit extra because that's how I roll. William says, what are your thoughts on the infinite ocean view balcony versus standard ocean view balcony? So I've never done one on Celebrity, and of course they're going to be introduced on Royal Caribbean for the first time with Icon of the Sea. So I don't have any firsthand experience. My thought, William, is the same as was my thoughts on an ocean view facing balcony versus like a Central Park or boardwalk facing balcony. Given the choice, because I've done plenty of ocean view balconies and I'll do plenty more to go, I feel like why not change it up and do something a bit different and go for the ocean view. So I've never tried it. I actually have an infinite ocean view booked for the inaugural cruise in January of 2024 on Icon of the Sea, so I'll get to try it out. So I'm not sure, but I've heard very good things about it so far. And Cruiser Dog wants to know, when the heck am I going on Icon? Again, I'm booked on the inaugural January 27th. We also have an Icon of the Seas group cruise already planned for the end of June 2024. More details at royalcaribbeanblog.com/events. Let's see here. Daily Thinkers, hello and welcome. Next, we have a super chat from Hotel Nerd Network. Is Sorrento's a Royal Caribbean exclusive or can it be found on land as well? No, it's a Royal Caribbean exclusive. It's only been a Royal Caribbean. So, good question. We have more super chats coming. Hotel Nerd Network, also number 2, back-to-back super chats. Also, why did we not get any Crown and Anchor points from our inaugural selling, and how do obviously I'm word missing there. If you went on a cruise that was not free, then you should be getting points. So I'd call Crown and Anchor Society or wait until you're on your next cruise and talk to the loyalty ambassador to sort that out. Thank you for your generosity. And Tanya Johnson with an epic, amazing super chat out here. Woo! Thank you so much. I booked my family on Icon for the first week of March 24. Looking forward to it. Have you heard about the dining options? Will the mason jar be on the ship? We only have some of the dining options available currently, Tanya. Royal Caribbean is going to reveal more of the dining options at a later date, so we don't have the full sort of it. The ones that we do know about, like Izumi and Giovanni's, those are on board. A couple others, but mason jar isn't on the list yet, but we don't have the full list yet, so it remains to be seen as to, if you will. Jonathan, will you still need a COVID test for U.S. sailings unless your cruise goes to Labadee, Colombia, or Roatan? You don't need a COVID test regardless of vaccination status. Australia cruises do require it, so that's a whole different ballgame. But for U.S. sailings, you don't need them. Whether you don't need a COVID test, whether you're vaccinated or not, unless your cruise goes to Labadee, Roatan, or somewhere in Colombia. Actually, that changed last week. John is going on Adventure of the Seas. Best thing you like about that ship? Sail around that helipad. I really like that quite a bit. It's really, really nice. Fantastic, in fact. Kimberly wants to know, can I go on shore with a child and royal baby's tots? Yes, no, absolutely. It does not have to be a ship-sponsored excursion. You can go on your own. We used to do this all the time, Kim, when my kids were very young. They're just not going to enjoy a ruins tour or an ATV tour. They're just too young to go on them to begin with. So, no, absolutely. I recommend them quite a bit, Kimberly. It's a really good idea. Just give yourself plenty of time to get back to the ship, obviously, just in case. Lady Sif wants to know, what would you suggest on Oasis for someone who isn't interested in most of the onboard events? A nap? I mean that seriously. I mean, there's great. I love the pool chairs. You find a shady spot, bring a book, bring your iPad, bring your phone, bring your Kindle, bring your magazine, bring a hat. I mean, just sit out there and enjoy the breeze, and that's a classic cruise experience. That'd be like number one. Number two, a nap. I'm serious. I mean, afternoon naps or morning naps or two naps in the same day, fabulous feeling. I absolutely love that. I think it's a great way to spend the day on board. Going to we don't like most of the onboard events. Talk to the crew members, strike up a conversation at a bar that's kind of quiet. Meet other guests on board. Go for hang out in the hot tub. You never know. Maybe you'll make a new friend on board or not. All good as well. Warren, see what's up, Warren. Good to see you. I'm confused about the ultimate unlimited dining package with Royal Caribbean. Do you know if you can use the $20 credit at lunch at Filmmakers and dinner at Portside on the same day? It sounds to me, the answer is I don't know for sure. It sounds to me like you can't. It would be a $20 stipend per day. But Warren, I'm going on, as you know, on Allure of the Seas in 2 days. Royal Caribbean's executives will be there. I know for a fact the entire food and beverage team will be there. The executives, I will be asking them that exact question, my friend. So we'll get clarity on that, Warren. So ask me if I don't give you an answer before then. Ask me again next week. I'm happy to get you the answer. I know you're not the first person to ask me about that. Alexandra wants to know what ship is good for first timers that is not Mariner Independence. Oh, any Oasis or Quantum class ship, Alexandra. So Oasis, Harmony, Allure, Anthem, they're all great ships. Odyssey. James, thank you for the super chat, buddy. We cruise on Independence of the Seas on the 28th. I want to know if we can purchase the deluxe beverage package on Black Friday, or will that be too close? Number one, don't wait. And I'm going to say this for everybody, not just you, James. Guys, do not wait for Black Friday for a potential discount on a drink package, shore excursion, Wi-Fi. Here's what you want to do, James. Number one, if you want to drink, if you know you're going to buy a drink package, go book it now. Go to the cruise planner, book the drink package, lock in the price now. Now let's fast forward to Black Friday. When there's a deal or there's a sale, there'll be something. If it's a better price, you cancel and rebook the drink package. No penalty. It's easy to do. You can do it instantly. You'll be good to go. And you're saying, well, Matt, why don't I just wait and book it? Well, there's two problems for you. One, the price could go up between now and then, and the Black Friday sale might not save you any money. So you might end up paying more. Number two, your other issue is, of course, you're going on your cruise. And I'm not sure what the cutoff date will be, James. It's impossible to know ahead of time what the applicable dates will be. So book it now, lock in the rate. And if there is a better price on Black Friday, go ahead and rebook. Now, if you're saying is, Matt, I'm only booking it if there's a better deal. Well, okay, you could do that. You could run the risk. But I'm just telling you that it could be higher. And you might say, oh, I wish I booked it back in the beginning of November when I was talking to Matt about it. I'm just saying. So we have some more super chats coming in. Eric Moyer coming in with a super chat. Thank you, Eric. Woo! I'm at first timer on Wonder in February going to St. Kitts. Any recommendations for first timers? Yeah, St. Kitts is a great place. They have a train tour. So this is something, especially in the Caribbean, where it's like beach, beach, beach. Like every port, you can go to the beach and you want something different. They have a train tour in St. Kitts. It's the only island that has like a full gauge train. They used to use it back in the day for sugarcane harvesting, but it's still running. And they're not for that. They just have the train running. Anyway, you can go on the train. It gives you a nice view of the countryside. There's an open air deck. There's an air conditioned compartment. It's a lot of fun. Something different to do. Something interesting to be able to check out there. Pete is going on Anthem to Norway in next year for 7 nights. What is your just premium dining on Anthem or stick to main dining, which is what we usually do? I like, you know what I would say, Pete? I say, generally speaking, stick to the main dining room, but maybe if they have a 3-night dining package, that's a good option. Otherwise, just, book 1 or 2 extra restaurants, sprinkle it in, augment your main dining, don't replace it. I think that's the best. You don't have to do one or the other. You can do mostly main dining and then go to a couple specialty restaurants. That's not a bad idea as well. Next question is from Aaron Ross. Did you just sail Allure twice recently? Yes, I went on Allure, not twice. I went on Allure in September, and this will be my second time very close by. But I'm going on it. The second time, Aaron, is coming up on Wednesday. So ask me again next week, and I'll let you know about that. Two-wheeled rocket wants to know, are the 2-day cruises to Coco Key worth it? We've been on long cruises, but always wondered about the small ones. We are booked to leave December 5th on Freedom of the Seas. You're doing a 2-night cruise? I mean, listen, it's going to be an incredibly short cruise. It's going to be over before you know it, but it's a cruise. And if you were at home, you'd be saying to yourself, wait a minute, I got to make my own dinner, and I'm not going to the Bahamas this weekend. So at the end of the day, it's a cruise. Now, if this is your only vacation for the year or for this half of the year, I would argue you're better off doing a longer sailing to maximize that time. But if you're like Matt, I live in Florida. I've been on cruises before. This is just the one we can sneak in. That's great. But if you're a first time cruiser, I would not recommend this. There will be a lot of first time cruisers on there because they don't listen to me and they don't know any better and they just book it, especially because it's cheap. And it's so much, so quick, and it's over so soon that I just don't think it's a great idea. So I say, yeah, if you've been there, done that, this is just an extra cruise, great. But I certainly wouldn't book it as like, hey, this is worthwhile. Tony Diaz, someone say naps, right? Absolutely. Cody Bacon, thank you for the super chat. Sorry to hit you up so much. No worries, my friend. That's what we're here. I'm literally here to answer questions for the next 40 minutes or so. My girlfriend and I have passports. My daughter does not. She matches her mom's name. Will there be complications? No. Basically, what it's going to essentially mean is when you come back after the cruise, you'll have to take her through a special line. So it'll take a little bit longer because otherwise you'd all be able to walk through facial recognition. Not a big deal. It's I actually just went through this, Cody. We went on Independence of the Seas. We brought a family friend, and she did not have a passport. We all walked through in the passport, and then we just waited to the side. It was an extra the line was short. We got off the ship pretty early, so it might have been I'm not even 5 minutes, 2 minutes, and she was through. So not a big deal, but no, it's not a complication. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get through security when you're there. But I do agree with Medic Born. Tell your girlfriend to get her a passport. It's a great idea. It's a good investment. Let's see here. The Teresa McChain with a super chat. Thank you, Teresa. First back-to-back on Freedom. Is there a special lunch for the first day of the second cruise? I'm trying to remember when I did it last time. It's been a while because obviously, as you know, Teresa, I never got to do my back-to-back on Serenade in Alaska. I've seen it offered on some cruises and I've not seen it offered on some cruises. It kind of depends. I don't know the answer, quite frankly. I've seen it both ways. The last time I did a back-to-back was on Wonder. Yes. And I don't think Jeff Robinson's in the chat, but I don't recall there being one. But Teresa, that doesn't mean anything. I have heard of plenty of people having one. So when you get on board, surprise, it'll be in that letter to let you know about that. Let's see here. Tom, going to Labadee this weekend. Did I hear you correctly that I need a COVID test only, Tom, if you are unvaccinated? Vaccinated, you don't need a COVID test at all. E-Ray wants to know, is there a minimum number of nights required to earn onboard credit when booking with next cruise? No, you just get more for a longer sailing and for a better room, but no. Let's see here. Dave wants to know, what is my favorite mocktail? Ooh, good question. I mean, at the end of the day, like a strawberry daiquiri, pina colada, because they can be made without alcohol, and those are really good. So I say that. I think that's a good idea right there. Let's see here. We've got Jamie's from Australia. Welcome. Daily Thinkers wants to know, do you love or hate Icon does not have the slide on it? I'm very indifferent. I couldn't care less. I would if he's talking about, or he or she, I shouldn't assume, is talking about the Ultimate Abyss slide, the dry slide. If it was there, I'd be like, great, I'll go down it. And if there was instances it does not appear to be there, I'll say, great, there's plenty of other things to do there. I'm very indifferent to it. I like it. I don't hate it. But I'm not like, grr, I wish there was an Ultimate Abyss slide. Like it's like it's not too bad. Jonesy, thank you, or just good to see you, Jonesy. If you book an excursion on Royal Caribbean's website, is transportation and excursion provided at the port? Yes. Any excursion you book through Royal Caribbean, they get you back and forth. Absolutely. It's a good question. I don't think there's anything else to the contrary. Sharon Stockman. Woo! Thank you for the super chat. Epic super chat. What a great friend of the channel. My goodness, Sharon. What countries require the COVID test besides Haiti? Again, this is only for unvaccinated. Colombia, as in South America, Colombia, and Roatan, anywhere in Honduras. Australia, New Zealand require they have their own protocols. They're still stuck in like 2021. That's a whole different ball game. But this is for U.S. sailings. And of course, if you're wondering, well, what about my cruise to Alaska or Europe next year? No one knows. It's too early on that one. I don't think you'll have any protocols for Alaska, but but it's too early to know. Right now, we're talking about cruises as they stand currently. So hope that makes sense. But again, that was Colombia, Labadee, Haiti, and Roatan, Honduras. Brent wants to know: do the drink packages include high-end spirits regardless of price? Mostly, yes. There are some exceptions, like you can't get Remy Martin, and I think Courvoisier is not included. Things like that. But maybe Hennessy. But if you just want, Gentleman Jack, Patron, uh, various vodkas that I can't think of off the top of my head, they're all included there. Most are included. You really have to go out of your way to find something that's not included. And there's a fair amount of premium liquors that are included. So yeah, I think you'll be okay unless you're really drinking like Courvoisier and you're you want to live your best hip hop life. More power to you, but it's going to cost you extra, and then you pay the difference in that situation. Robert, thank you for the super chat. I'm going on an 8-night cruise to Labadee and Aruba and Curacao. I was wondering when my kids will start needing passports. They don't need, as if you're a U.S. citizen, your cruise is obviously going out of the U.S. and closed loop sailing. They don't need them, but they should get them. So this is an important distinction. They never need you. They can cruise for the rest of their life unless something changes legally, without a passport. But it's just so much easier, better, and faster for you to get a passport for them. So you could get it immediately and get that process started. And I would recommend that. It's overall, it is a better process. Number one, it makes the check-in and disembarkation process way faster. Number two, it's an investment in their and yours traveling future. Maybe you go on a land vacation. I don't know. What is the word? Land vacation? Some people do that. You do a land vacation somewhere else. You have a passport. You're good to go. God forbid you were to be stuck somewhere. This is the most problematic scenario. Someone gets hurt. You're in a hospital. You miss the ship. If you have a passport, you can fly home immediately. If you don't have a passport, now you have to go find the closest U.S. consulate. Let me give you an example. You all know where the nearest U.S. consulate is in Cozumel? Not in Cozumel. And it's not across the way on the land. It is like I forget, it's like 7 or 8 hour or more car ride to the nearest U.S. consulate because you need a visa to get out because you don't have a passport. So there are many, and there's other good reasons to get one, but yeah. Scary, thank you for the super chat. Woo, appreciate it. Just want to say thanks for all you do with multiple cruises upcoming. This has been my pre-game show. Stay excited and in the loop between sailing. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. First of all, very generous of you. As you all know, super chats are not required. It's something that we offer here because YouTube offers it, but I really appreciate it. But we answer a lot of questions from not super chat, so don't feel like you're obligated to do so. But I really do appreciate it. It helps out. We take all the super chat money, by the way, and we just put it back into the channel here on YouTube, and get you guys more content and reviews and insights. So thank you so much, Scary. Really appreciate that. Steven says, did you see a lot of people wearing masks on ships, or is that a thing of the past? A lot? No, it's mostly a thing of the past. There are still some people who wear them, and that's fine. It's their decision to do so. But I would say, the vast majority do not. There's usually just a handful of people that do so, but it's their choice. So if you want to wear a mask because you decide that it's your choice to do so, that's fine. No one should say anything to you about it. That would be really silly of them. It's everybody's choice. But most people do not. So yeah. Ashik or Aces BK 803. Which would you pick? Interior with no view or balcony? Well, all things being equal, balcony. Sure, it's a bigger room and you get a view and fresh air. But the interior room is going to cost you a lot less. So Carrie B, thank you for the super chat. Booked Cocoa Beach Club and hoping for a Black Friday sale. If I cancel to reprice, I'm concerned it will say sold out when you go to book at the new price. So what you could do, Carrie, is you could call in. Somebody actually posted this exact question earlier today, and I was talking about them about it. Anyway, you could call Royal Caribbean. There's a phone number for cruise planner purchases. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll see it. Anyway, call Royal Caribbean. You do that, and they could probably help you with it. In my experience, and I'm not saying I can't promise you anything, Carrie. In my experience, when somebody cancels something in the cruise planner, it goes back into the supply immediately. So there's good reason to believe that this will work. But I understand exactly what you're thinking. You could always just simply call it in and hopefully they can help you out there. Ashley's going on a New Year's Eve cruise. Have you ever sailed over this holiday? Yes. It's a floating party. There's parties everywhere. There's like the Royal Promenade. Oh, so you're on India. So the Royal Promenade is going to be like the Times Square, everybody line up together and count it down. Boleros will have a different kind of party. There'll be the nightclub party up in the Viking Crown Lounge. You'll get a sheet, Ashley, which will list all the party locations. The other interesting thing about New Year's Eve on cruise ships is there will be certain areas that will cost extra to go to. So because everybody wants to go for a party and have a good time, there'll be certain roped off areas that will cost extra. Like on the promenade, certain bars will cost extra if you want a table, and then you get dedicated space over there. You don't have to get it, but just something to keep in mind as something else that's different. Oh, I lost my mouse. It's fine. I have two. There it goes. We're good. Everything's fine. I got my mouse back, so we're good. When is Icon of the Seas coming out? Her first sailing is January 2024. She'll be delivered in December or late 2023. Thomas, wants to know, do you think Icon will feel overcrowded? No, people thought the same thing about the Oasis class. Royal Caribbean, this is not they have a lot of experience with crowd control and management. I really don't. I mean, it's not going to feel like your own private yacht. I don't want to make it seem like that, but overcrowded? No, I don't think so. Ladybug wants to know, are they ever going to do a Broadway show on Wonder in 2023? I don't think so. No. They seem pretty confident with what they've got. Things could change, certainly, but you never know. We have a super chat coming in from Truckin' for Cruises. Please tell me they're going to return the Quest, one of the best game shows. I think they want to. So hopefully they'll be coming back soon. Truckin' for Cruises. That would be awesome. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate it. Astro, thank you for the super chat. 19 Days Till Harmony of the Seas. Again, as a solo cruiser, if you ever want a free room to bunk up, just let me know. LOL JK. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. 19 Days Till Harmony. Nice. That is great. I hope you have a great time. Thank you for your generosity with the super chat. Fantastic. Brian, thank you for the super chat. 20 Days Till Freedom of the Seas and 178 Till Mariner. Taking our 5-year-old son on Mariner. Any suggestions for a 5-year-old? Yeah, number one, definitely sign up for Adventure Ocean on the first day of the cruise. Go to Adventure Ocean. I think your son's going to love it. There's a lot of good programming over there. It's age specific. It's designed for kids between the ages of 3 and 5. I think he will really enjoy it, and you will enjoy getting a break, kid. So it's win-win. That would be number one. Go do that. Usually the Adventure Ocean opens up for registration at like 1 o'clock on the first day. So go there then and register them. Number two, I would pack extra snacks. So there's plenty of food on the cruise. Don't get me wrong. But in the room, if your kids are anything like my kids, they like having a little snack like before bed or when they're on, get back from an excursion. Things like goldfish or potato chips. That has proven to be a very helpful snack to have in the room. So make sure it's sealed and, like as in not an open bag that you've already been using, but, bring some snacks to have, light snacks in the room for the kids to have, little snacky snack in between meals, late at night, whatever the case may be. And a nightlight might not be a bad idea for them as an investment. And you can get really cheap at your dollar store, especially when the kid has to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Charles, thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Charles, I'm looking for your message here, Charles. But if just a nice thank you. Well, thank you. Charles, I don't see your message here, but if you if you do have a message, please feel free to type your message in chat. I will keep an eye out for it. Thank you, my friend. Do I work for Royal Caribbean? I do not. I have no affiliation with Royal Caribbean whatsoever. I'm not a travel agent. I don't work for a travel agency. I'm not a travel agent myself. So yeah. James Wilson, when will Galveston be finished and what ships? Tomorrow, and Allure of the Seas arrives on Wednesday. So there you go. Allure begins, and then Harmony takes over next year. So, Carmlin, new subscriber, welcome. Good to have you here. Thank you. Let's see here. Retro Monkey says, do you have to follow the rules for Haiti if you don't get off the ship? I'm fully vaccinated, but just curious. No, I don't believe so. They're going to look at the manifest. I think that's a requirement for that. I could be wrong, but I don't believe that. You can? Cody, thank you for the super chat. Can't get a hold of dang Royal Caribbean. What? Who? Can't get a hold of a dang soul. Oh, at Royal Caribbean. Book with the travel agent. Number one, I'm being dead serious, man. I mean, if you're looking to book a cruise, to be honest with you guys, I think it's a mistake to book a cruise on your own. Book with the travel agent. Now, if you already booked your cruise, well, that boat has sailed, Matt. So I'm stuck here. Try calling at weird hours. Call in the morning when they first open up. That'd be another thing to do. One other idea, Cody, if it's something that's not like billing related, you could try reaching out to Royal Caribbean on social media. Their Twitter and Facebook accounts are pretty well manned or staffed. So you can reach out to them. That might be a bad idea. Keith Bruce, what's up, man? I heard Royal Caribbean has changed their procedures on how to give the complimentary daily drinks to Diamond members up. Yep. The only change there's an article, Keith, at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com if you want to read more about it. Essentially, you just have to sign a receipt now. You can't, before there was no receipt, now there's a receipt. That's literally the only change. And it's for the best. It allows you to keep track of it. It'll let you know how many diamond drinks you got left. So that's it. Some people get up in arms about it. I don't see the downside to it, quite frankly. I really can't see a downside. Drake, wow, the rapper here. What's up? Thanks for the super chat. What's the best time to arrive at the port of Miami when you want a good spot to park, but also not arrive before the departing cruisers have left? The 10 o'clock hour is if you're 10 o'clock, I mean, there'll be like a couple of people that are still there that are like, what are you doing? Like, you must have been here for like hours now standing around. The 10 o'clock hour is usually good. 11 o'clock is fine as well. So, next question is from Tony G, 1975. Thank you for the super chat. All knowing that I have the key for my cruise and from Fort Lauderdale, do I have to stick to my check-in time or can I pitch up earlier? So with the key, you'll get an email, Tony, and it will give you a specific time that you can go to. You have the choice of that time with the key or your own time. So whichever is earlier or you prefer, you can do. So let's see here. Andrew wants to know opinion on Amex Travel as a travel agent. So I've never used them. And of course, we have MEI Travel as a sponsor of RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. So to say that I'm impartial would be inaccurate. But I'm not a big fan of travel agencies in which you don't have a specific agent. It's the round robin system. It's not personalized. You know, when I talk about having a good travel agent, what I'm really talking about is that personalized service from an agent that works with you, that knows your habits, that makes your life easier the more cruises you book. So I would tell you this, Andrew. Would I personally book a cruise to Amex Travel? No, but of course I have a sponsorship with MEI Travel. So there's that. But I've been using MEI Travel even before they were a sponsor. But my bigger issue is not the sponsorship issue. I'm really telling you as objectively as I can. The issue is the round robin nature of Amex, Costco, these big chain or whatever you want to call them companies that offer travel. And listen, if you book your cruise and you go on and nothing bad happens, you have run into no issues, it'll probably be fine. But when there's a problem, when you have a question, you want to get satisfaction, you want to get an update, boy, this is when having a dedicated agent really makes a big difference. So hopefully that answers your question as well as I can, given the fact that I am not impartial in this. Jason wants to know, when do you think amplifications will start back up? The answer is I have no idea. But I do think that it will be a while. I don't think amplifications, by the way, the upgrades for ships were suspended in 2020 during the pandemic. Allure and Explorer did not get them. I honestly don't think we're going to see them for at least, another year or two. And I could be wrong. I've been wrong about a lot of things, guys. But the reason why I say that is because right now they've just started to make money again. They were just announced their third quarter earnings. They made like $33 million, but they still have billions with the B dollars of debt. And I think they want to get in a better financial spot before they're starting to fork out or commit to hundreds of millions of dollars of new upgrades. So I don't think it's I don't see it happening anytime soon, but listen, I'm also not on the Royal Caribbean finance team. So I don't know. Maybe there's all sorts of magic that they can make worthwhile there. Carl wants to know, is the infinity pool on Icon also a clear bottom pool? I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Kat wants to know, any update on Starlink, when Sheep is going to get it? No, unfortunately, I've reached out. I thought I was going to have a list, Kat. I really, maybe this weekend I'll be able to get one again. But the answer is no. I know Oasis just got theirs turned on like yesterday or today. Liberty has it. But no, I don't have a schedule yet. And I apologize, but I've been trying my best to get one. But Debbie says Courvoisier was included. God, Courvoisier tastes terrible. The smell alone. But hey, that's great. Courvoisier included. I just know that Remy Martin 17 whatever is not included. I remember that. Cruiser Dog wants to know, how can you best use the Royal Genie? Ask, and ask again. Don't be, just try to ask. Keep asking for everything. That's really the way to take advantage of it. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you for the super chat. By the way, did we ever get the super chat from Charles? Charles, if you have a question, and it's okay if you just want to give me a super chat, I appreciate that. But if you have a question, Charles, type in capital letters super chat so I can say thank you. And to that person who I can't pronounce their name, I don't see a message, but thank you. If Harmony's taking over for Allure in Galveston next year, do you have any idea where the Allure might be headed? Oh yeah, we already know that, Ron. She's doing 3 and 4 night cruises out of Port Canaveral. So short cruises on an Oasis class ship. How about that, huh? Eh? Eh? Let's see here. Chris, do you recommend the hop on, hop off bus tour in St. Martin? I have not done that particular tour. I'm not a big fan of bus tours in ports in general. They're usually very slow paced and you can do a lot of these things on your own. My advice, I mean, the lower cost on the taxi. I would just do taxis and go around to whatever you want to see and then hop in another taxi. But if you feel more comfortable doing that, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my style of short excursions. I find them very slow, crowded in the sense that there's other people there and just yeah. But yeah. Carissa, shout out to from Trinidad Caribbean. Welcome. Doing our first post-COVID cruise from Barbados. Woohoo! I lost my Crown and Anchor number and then redid. Would I get my past cruise credit on the new number? Yeah. Basically, all you have to do is call Crown and Anchor Society, and they can rectify the whole thing for you. So yeah, you get credit for every cruise you ever take, even if you took them like back in the 70s. You still get credit for this. You just need to know the sail date, the ship name, obviously your name, and if you have the reservation number, that's even better. But they can still look you up. Andrew wants to know, do you think Royal Caribbean will ever sail to more South America like Brazil or Argentina or Chile? I think the issue has always been the financials. Essentially, long story short, Royal Caribbean can make more money with their ships in other markets than they can in Brazil or Chile or Argentina. Do I think they'd like to? Sure, absolutely. But the economics of it right now, especially with the real and the versus the dollar, it's just not there. And other markets like Australia have been much more lucrative. Now, the only thing that's working in their favor, Andrew, is that China was really drawing a lot of ships away from the markets like Brazil, but China is still shut down, and there's no indication that they're going to be returning anytime soon. So that might open up an opportunity down in South America, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Drake, thank you for the super chat. Does Adventure Ocean allow children with autism in the program? Yes. I mean, yes. Obviously, keep in mind that the staff can't accommodate every type of autism out there. So depending on the kid, it's going to be on a case by case basis. But you have to understand if there are special needs, the staff can handle some, but not all. It's not a personalized service like that. So you can certainly talk to the staff. I would recommend it, Drake. Go up there and say, "Here's the situation. Is this going to work or not?" So the answer is they can. They'll work with you as best they can, but they are limited. I mean, you have to be realistic about what they can do over there in terms of that. So I hope that's the best answer I can give you. I hope that gives you some insight there. Angeli, what's the best excursion for Alaska cruise on Radiance? Something that visits I mean, there's so many great tours, but um, glacier tours are always fantastic. Anything that involves the glacier usually is a home run. Gene, thank you for the super chat. If I'm selling with a casino discount, does the travel agent want to deal with me? Do they get credit for my cruise? They do, yes, actually. They still get credit for it. So not all agents will do it, but I definitely know that MEI Travel works with casino rates. So I mean, if it's a free cruise, I don't think so. But if it's just the casino rate, the discount, I know for a fact that MEI Travel does. So yeah. Kalanji, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for providing all your cruising insight. I really appreciate your educated advice. Traveling on Allure, December 18th, 2022. Looking forward to the trip after listening to you. Nice, dude. And I'll be on Allure again on Wednesday, the after tomorrow. Okay. Anyway, I'll have some more insight on that if that's helpful to you. But yeah, you'll have a great time. Allure's fantastic. Great ship. So let's see here. Next question is from My Idaho Life. I love the name. 32 days till Oasis. What transportation company do you recommend from hotel to port to Miami? Lyft or Uber. Taxi if you're not comfortable with that, but I would just do Lyft or Uber. I've done that many times. If you're worried about some people have had like Lyft and Uber changed a lot over the years. If if you're saying, well, I'm worried that the situation with the driver not being great or whatever the case may be, you always do like Lyft. I forget what Uber calls it Uber Black, and Lyft is like Lyft XL or Lyft something. They have a little elevated status, but she gets a little nicer car, something like that. But I always do Lyft or Uber. So new cruisers in your blog is helping me to get prepared. Nice. That is awesome to hear. The goal of Royal Caribbean blog is help everybody have a better cruise experience. That's fantastic. Alexandra says, if you needed to get a new room due to a bad roommate during the cruise, how would that work? It probably wouldn't. I would definitely recommend you to be very certain the person you're going on the cruise with is going to be a good fit for you, Alexandra. Cruise ships sail full these days, so there's not going to be many, if any, I probably none other rooms to go to. So I would not expect that to be an option for you. So my recommendation to you is to be very certain or simply, or, and you have to cancel because it's not going to, you're kind of unsure. That's probably the best route. I hate to say that, but gotta be realistic about it. Let's see here. Next question. Tony says Matt prefers a taxi stand. Taxi so the wind can blow through his car with the windows down. No air conditioning? Is that I don't know what the joke is there, but yes, I do enjoy that as well. Walter wants to know, does cruising at a point get boring? Cruising, that's a good question, actually. It's a deep question. I think I've always thought cruising is what you make of it. If you go there, you can be bored on a cruise, but it's all up to you. It's what you make of it, right? I mean, if I sat in my room all day and didn't want to do anything, I'd probably be bored. That's because I'm limiting myself to like none of the activities or things to do on board. I think ultimately the great thing about a cruise is it's a DIY adventure. It is a create your own adventure kind of thing. You might do one day a lot of onboard excursion or activities. The next day, you might take 2 naps in the daytime and just watch movies, and that's okay too. One port you might go do like a really adventurous, hiking trail. Another one, you just go to the beach. Or none of those, or all of those. The great thing about cruising is it is not a single threaded experience. I think a lot of people who are new to cruising assume that the experience, like going on a cruise, is the same all around, and you're all kind of like doing the same thing. And no matter how many cruises you go on, it's kind of the same idea, and it's not. There's a lot more to do there because it is designed to be an open experience, designed to be a whatever you feel like it. They're not going to tell you, over the PA, hey, Matt, you need to go do the trivia now. It's up to you what you want to do or not do. So that's kind of the fun part about it. Love that. Let's see here. Next question. Am I Royal Caribbean's #1 fan? No, I think that's Super Mario. I don't. There's way more people, Roman, that have. I'm a big fan, but there's way more people that have a lot more cruising points in history. Some of them are probably in the chat right now. So Debbie wants to know, are they going to bring back the WoW bands? I hope so, but I don't think they're going to. I think they've kind of moved past that idea. So, well, Rita, they have to. So the answer to your question, Rita says, I called the Royal Caribbean Crown Anchor. They cannot look at my cruise from 1993, but you just said they can on all past cruises, provided that you have the information for them. What you would need, to my best of my recollection, is you need to have the ship name, sail date, and at least your last name. You should be able to look it up there because they have the manifest. 93 is a while ago, but it's not the 70s. I think that would be enough. Obviously, if you had the original booking number, that would be fantastic. But those 3 things are most important. Number 2, maybe the phone number doesn't work out for you. You could also go next time you're on a cruise, Rita, go to the loyalty ambassador and inquire there. But I would call back again. This is not unheard of where you call, you speak to one person, they give you one answer, you call back and get another answer. But you need to have that information. If you say, I went on a cruise in 1993 on Song of Norway, that's not going to be enough. They're going to need, what was the sail date? Was it September 12th or June 1st? Whatever it is, you know what I mean? They need that information. If you had the booking ID, that'd be, I doubt you do, but some people keep all that stuff. That's really what you need there. But yeah, you just need to have enough information. Andrea says, just sailed out of Fort Lauderdale and get to check out your Tuesday's recommendation, but you have to go to Grandpa's Cafe. Best corned beef and matzo ball soup ever. What? Grandpa's Cafe? Where is this? Hold the phone. Grandpa's Cafe, Fort Lauderdale. All right. I'm down. I love, man, matzo ball soup sounds amazing right now. Cool. I will check that. I made a note for myself. I will check that out. Thank you, Andrew, for the recommendation. Juliana said, was the key worth it? Oh, man. All right. So you're going to get 700 different opinions on this one. I don't think so. I think you're fine without it. But if you're not staying in a suite, you're below Diamond and Crown and Anchor Society, and you're going to buy the internet no matter what, there's an argument for the key. My problem with the key is that it sounds better than it is. A lot of the benefits are front loaded, meaning a lot of the benefits are on the first day of the cruise, and you have to buy it for the duration of the cruise. And on a longer sailing, especially like a 7 night cruise, the you might not be getting a whole lot of value out of it. Number two, a lot of the perks just sound better than they really are. A great example is, oh, you'll get reserved times at like water slides or the flow rider. Well, that's great. So you realize that the times stink. They're usually in the morning or they're during the daytime in which you're at a shore excursion port. So it becomes difficult to get to there and take advantage of it. I'm just not a big fan. I think it just sounds better than it is. So I personally say no. But I know there's a lot of people in the chat right now, Juliana, who are saying, Matt, you are dead wrong on that. And so I'll tell you, but you asked my opinion, not theirs. Chris, we don't know yet if there will be a mason jar and icon of the season or reports at barbecue. They have not revealed it yet. Andrew, would you find it helpful to get reports information from your followers that you might pass on to everybody? Sure. Actually, I would go one step further, Andrew. Don't tell me. I mean, you can tell me, but okay, whatever. I would say go to post it on the Royal Caribbean blog message boards. That's a great spot. I mean, it's very self-serving, but I really think it's better because you'll get to a wider audience faster with that information. So post it on the message boards. But absolutely. But of course, if there's something you think, well, Matt should know about this because it's for whatever reason, you can always email me, Andrew, matt@royalcaribbeanblog.com. Helps. Maybe it's good to know. Never know. So, but I think truly, if you want to, here's the shameless plug. Look at that, Pascal. This is where I would post it first. You'll get a lot more insight over there and helpful information. Let's see here. Natalia is getting mixed information. Oh no, do we need passports? Leaving for Miami, cruise goes to Mexico and Honduras. If you're a U.S. citizen and your cruise leaves and comes back to Miami, same port, so closed loop sailing, you don't need a passport. You should get a passport, but you don't need one in that situation. And you're a U.S. citizen. Tom says you talk so fast. I say this is how I talk. It's just funny. Some people think I talk fast. Some people think I talk normally. Whatever. Anyway, should we worry about Hurricane Nicole out of Miami? Worry? No. Should you pay attention to it? Yes. Could there be impact? Yes. But your cruises will happen. A cancellation is extremely unlikely. Certainly, if we've learned anything from Hurricane Ian, sometimes sailings get extended or shortened depending on what's happening at the ports. But remember, guys, this storm is, first of all, it's not a hurricane, not even a tropical storm yet. That's number one. Number two, it's not projected to be anything more than maybe a tropical storm or Cat 1, perhaps. But even so, it's not a major storm. So that's the good news. And hopefully, by the time if you're looking to next weekend, Tom, like Friday, the storm will be well out of South Florida at that point, and the port will be open up, and you'll be good to go. So more than likely, you'll be able to go on your cruise. So worry is not the word I would use. Should you pay attention to it? Absolutely, yes. Sharon Stockman coming with another super chat. Woo! Beth Dickerson, MEI Travel, booked my free cruise on Symphony of the Seas. I later upgraded to an owner suite, and she handled everything for me. Look at that. I didn't even know that they could handle you with the free cruises. So that is fantastic. Awesome. Shout out to MEI Travel. And Sharon, thank you so much for your generosity. I really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. Next question is from... See, Becky Megan says, I like the key. I'm just saying. See, there's no accounting for taste, guys. I'm just saying. Oh, goodness. I thought I saw a question. Emily Ann, you are very welcome. Try to be real. I mean, Emily says, thank you for your honesty. I try to be real with you guys. I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of Royal Caribbean, but not everything they do is amazing, and I'm the first to admit that. So I try to be as realistic about my answers as I can. I don't think it does me any good if I lie to you and say, "Oh yeah, the keys." Like I don't want to use the keys. Something is amazing, and it's not, because you're gonna come back and be like, "Matt, I don't know what you're talking about there," right? Larry says, just a statement. My wife had to drag me on a cruise because for years I said I'd be bored. Nothing could be further from the truth or farther from the truth. Either way, can't wait for our fourth cruise in 27 days. And Larry, this is a great example. Not that we have to rah, hey, everybody go on a cruise. It's fine if you don't want to, but man, is that a good example of why, you don't have to worry about being bored on there. Michelle says, I booked our next cruise on the ship. Can MEI Travel handle the reservation for us? Yes, if it's been less than 30 days, you could transfer it to them. If it's been more than 30 days, probably not. But next time they can help you there. Mike says, "Can I bring the soda cups from a cruise before another cruise still work, or does it expire?" No, they expire, so you can't do that. Yeah, no, you get to instead keep them on your. My chair's in the way. Instead, you get to keep them on your shelf and collect dust, or I don't know, use them for actual cup. Bianca, thank you so much. Do you have any recommendations for snorkeling in Cozumel? I don't have a specific tour place for that matter. I'm not much of a snorkeler. um, I do know that Royal Caribbean offers snorkeling excursions. I might look there first. You might also just Google. I mean, Cozumel's so easy to get around because there's a ton of taxis. You might just Google places to snorkel in Cozumel. You might Google, snorkel tours and find one over there. There's a lot of choice. I don't have a. I wish I could give you Bianca like a really like, hey, look this guy or go to this spot. I don't have that unfortunately. So yeah. William wants to know: are you making an Icon of the Seas tour after it comes out? Heck yeah! Our goal is to be like first with it. So absolutely. Let's see here. Julie says, Royal, Royal Caribbean's guidelines say not to cruise if we experience any illness at all. What do we need to prove we are sick? So that's a really good question. Basically, um, it, it's a good question. I don't want to get into. I don't get myself in trouble here, like legally, as to what you can or shouldn't or can't do or anything like that. I would simply say this. Obviously, COVID is at top of mind, right? And what starts out as sniffles and a cough can end up being COVID later on. So, you know, if you know you were exposed to COVID, if you're worried it could be that, you can certainly give them a call, let them know that you're not feeling well, your cruise is coming up in the next day or two. You just want to do the right thing and let them know about it. And hey, they might say, you know what, Julie, I don't know what they're going to tell you. They might, they do have a policy that if you like, as an example, let's make this really simple. If you had COVID, like you tested positive the day or two or a week before your cruise, they will boom, no problem at all. They'll reschedule you, cancel whatever you want to do. But if you're in that, like, I got the sniffles and we're going on a cruise in a couple of days, and it could be something later on. I really don't want to be on a cruise if I have COVID because of the, then it just ruins the experience. Um, I would give them a call. I think that's the best course of action. I think honesty is the best policy. And I think it just serves for your own benefit. I mean, if you're not feeling well and you're going within, 48, 72 hours of your cruise or whatever the case may be, and they're telling you to do that, I think your best bet is to give them a call and talk to them about it. Now, again, if you're more than like 72 hours out, I might play it by ear a little bit longer, to just see if it is COVID or not, because it could just be, a cold or the flu or maybe ate too many jalapenos. I'm probably not that, but you know what I mean? Like, you got to give it some time there. But if you are getting within close to your cruise and you're saying, I'm not, don't know, and that's what they're trying to do there in that situation. I give them a call in that scenario. I can't promise you what the answer will be. It's not my place to do so, but I want to give you my honest opinion on what I think is the right course of action there. Let's see here. Dress code for the main dining hall. Most nights it's casual, so you could wear, a nice collared shirt, pair of slacks, totally fine. Nice pair of jeans, no holes, totally fine. There will be a type of formal night, depending on how long your cruise is. They sometimes call it dress your best. It's the same thing, doesn't matter. But basically, you just wear something nicer. Don't let the name fool you. Formal night is not high school prom or homecoming. You could wear a tuxedo or a suit if you'd like to. You don't have to by any means. Just wear something nicer. That's all. Veronica, when are you selling on alert? Wednesday. Kraken Jack says, disembarked freedom today. How do I overcome these post cruise blues? Book another cruise. Give your MEI travel agent a call. Jack, let me say, cruises are like ex-girlfriends. Nothing gets you over the last one like the next one. So book another cruise, get the party started in terms of planning it, getting excited for it. It really is the only recourse that works. Josh Crothers, if you're in the chat, will back me up on that 180%. Dan says, first Royal Caribbean cruise, 6 overall. How can I change who's sailing with me? You have to call for that, or your travel agent can do that for you. Let's see here. Next question is from Michael. Do they take US dollars in Cozumel, Aurora, Santa Costa? Heck yes. Anywhere in the Caribbean. Absolutely. Eric wants to know best percentage off for the drink package recently. Doesn't matter. Percentages are irrelevant It's really just the total cost. You're probably looking at, if you can get the drink package under $70 per person per day, that's probably a really good rate. But at the end of the day, it's just, it is what it is. And thank you for the super chat. What are your Crown Anchor status? I am Diamond Plus. We're Diamond Plus as of our last cruise on Voyager of the season. Congratulations on getting to Voyager on Diamond Plus. Yeah. Oh, I am Diamond Plus as well. So welcome to the club, literally. Next question is from Mrs. L. Jando. Hope I said that right. I'll be on Wonder of the Season November 27th for 7 nights with my 2-year-old, 7-month-old, and husband. What is a must-have for the kids? Are we talking about your husband here? I couldn't resist that joke. So you want to bring let's start here. The 7-month-old. You want to bring way more supplies that for the 7-month-old and 2-year-old than you possibly think you're going to need. So you might think, well, 7 nights, I'm going to need this many diapers, this much formula, this much snacks. No, double that number because you go through way more on a cruise. Number 2, I would bring, for the 2-year-old especially, we talked about this earlier in the video, bring some snacks for the room like goldfish, something to chomp on during the nighttime or the daytime when you have some time. And there's plenty of food on board, but sometimes they just want a bag of chips or something like that. So make sure it's sealed. I would definitely bring that. Other than that, I'm trying to think of something else. Oh, and make sure they bring like something that they're familiar with for bed, a blanket, a toy. Like don't bring too much, but a stuffed animal or a couple toys so they can play with while you're sitting in the room, during some downtime. That can be very helpful as well. So definitely a good idea. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you to everybody for coming by. We've run out of time here, unfortunately. We've already reached our hour. My goodness. Thank you so much. I'm going to say some thank yous to our super chatters today before we get going. Mrs. El Jandu, thank you. Anne, thank you. Sharon Stockman, thank you. Idaho Life, thank you. Kelanji, thank you. Gene, thank you. Drake, thank you. Person with the characters I can't pronounce, thank you. Tony G, thank you. Drake, thank you again. Cody Bacon, thank you. Charles, thank you. Brian Smith, thank you. Astro, thank you. Shrek for Cruises, thank you. Carrie, thank you. Scary, thank you. Robert, thank you. Sharon Stockman, thank you again. The Teresa McShane, thank you. Cody Bacon again, thank you. Eric Moyer, thank you. James, thank you. Tanya Johnson, thank you. Hotel Nerd Network ×2, thank you. Aaron Ross, thank you. Matthew Gatlin, thank you. Anna Whipple, thank you again. Josh Carruthers, thank you. DNS, thank you. And Amp2TX, thank you so much for all your super chats. And I thank you everybody for stopping by today, saying hello. We will be on Allure of the Seas beginning on Wednesday, and I'm hoping we're going to do a live broadcast from Onboard. I need to remember to bring my selfie stick with me because that really makes a big difference. But anyway, we'll try to do a live broadcast from Allure of the Seas, and we'll have some live coverage for you there. Check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for more. Otherwise, we'll be back again next Monday right here to talk more Royal Caribbean with all of you. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Stay safe out there. Do something fun. That's important as well. And we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Good night, everybody.